The platform. Yes, before we use the Powtronics controller, but now we use our product BEPS. So no more Powtronics. Okay, actually you see, oh, you can see the SAS port is similar to the Equinox. Use the RJ12 as the SAS port. So it means you can use the cable as like the Equinox one. It's the same. Just the hardware is different, but the SAS port is the same. For the software card, we use CFast card. We put the left one is the kernel. You can see the label on the top. Second one is the game. You can see the label on the top. Once you get the machine, all the software cards should be in the CPU tray, I mean the logic box. So you just open the logic door, power on, and do the RAM clear, and set and configure the setting. The menu is similar to the Equinox. I show you the. If you set up the Equinox DFDC machine before, you will know how to do this. You can see that when you open the machine, power up the machine, you can see the screen background here, and you can set the machine ID, the SAS port. Do you have new technician in the group and they never set the Equinox machine? Okay. Hello, I show you how to do the setup for on the Joanna's machines. When you get the machine, you power on, I mean switch on the machine, and you will go to the first screen is currency configuration. You will set the currency, the token, the base unit. Once everything is done, you go to next. You will go to the hardware security setup. You can set the con validator, the Benlock validator means BV, hopper, touchscreen type. Our EGM will detect what installed in the EGM. So you just pass the next. If something wrong, you can manually to change. And then after next, it goes to EGM security setup also. It's base credit value. The base credit value should be default, should be 100. Also, some software can be changed to 1 based your software, but default setting is 100. It means use 1 cent as the accounting delong. After confirm, you do the next, and you go to the still game security setup. You can set the game name. The variation means what RTP you want. It is based on the game. I checked the previous email. Your boss already have an option. So it's confirmed. Total RTP is hardcore. It's based on your variation. If you choose 99, the total RTP will change. If you change the 89, the total RTP will change another one. The best bet also is defaulted 880 credits per game. And push button type means the big button, the feature of the big button. You can select the pay or max bet based on your casino setting. The default language we always set to English or simplified Chinese. Actually, this page, we need to ask the casino operation to get their idea to set up this one. After set finish, click next, and you will go to the another page, SaaS setup. This page is also important. You can see the pool address for port 1, pool address for port 2. It means port 1 means SaaS port 1. Pool address for port 2 means SaaS port 2. I go back to another page. If you can see, I show more bigger. You can see 3 pots on the plane, correct? 1, 2, 3. Okay. The middle one is SAS pot 2. The white one is SAS pot 1. I enter some tests to make you clearly. Is that clearly? We have 3 pots on the plate, a back plane. The middle one is pot 2. The white one is pot 1. Pot 1, we always use on the slot system. Pot 2, we connect to the jackpot controller. It means it connect to the batch controller. Third one, this port. Okay, we don't use, okay. So you mean, I go back to the setting. Pole address for port 1, we set to 1. It means enable or disable. If you set this amount to 0, it means the port is disabled. So this one, we always set to 1. SAS port 1 set to 1 means enable the port. SAS port 2 set to 1 means enable the port on the board. If you set to 0, is that okay? The money transfer, you can disable or enable. We have few options. The first one is EFT. The second one is AFT or none. I mean disable. Based on your casino setting. If you, for example, if you have promotion credit or something, the credit is from the system, you need to enable this port. The AFT partial transfer to EGM, AFT bonus transfer. You have 2 options. One is disable, another one is enable. Partial transfer, for example, you have 100 credits, you can only transfer 50. If you disable it, you need to transfer whole 100 credits. This setting, you have to discuss to your system guys, see what they want. If they want to enable, and then we enable. The system guys said you don't need, so you can disable it. The asset number. The asset number, you know the EGM machines, we have two numbers need to set. The first one is serial number. The second one is asset number. These two numbers will affect this for the system connection and the jackpot controller connection. For example, for our BEPS jackpot controller, we need to set the serial number. I know some slot system, it requests to set the asset number. So you also need to discuss to your IT team, see what number they want. And for below settings is the limit about the EGM. This one you need to discuss to your operation team or your boss. Ask them what limit they want. For example, the ticket connect limit, this one. The ticket connect limit, it controls the max value of ticket. If you set to $100, if your remaining credit is $200 in the machine, and the customer pin the ticket, it will show the hand pay because it's over $100 in your setting. The tournament option. Tournament option is a special option. We never use it. This for the competition. If you want to enable this function, it's how can I say, easy to say in English? The tournament is a special feature on our EGM. If you set it to enable, the machine will become promotion mode, like the promotion mode. You will have a game, and this game is not actual money, actual credit. And you also need the special software to enable it. For your software in your casino, the tournament setting always to be disabled. The SaaS version, you can set it to, we have two options. One is SaaS 601, another one is 602. Both two options you can use, but they will take effect to your slot system. So you can ask to your IT team to see what SaaS they need to set. Okay, once you finish this page, you go to the next. If you enable the tournament, you can set the star up credit for the tournament, but we don't use this feature in the casino, so this page will be hidden. The next page is standard machine setup. In this page, you can set the volume for the EGM. Main volume means the game sound. Alert volume means the alert volume. When you open the machine door, you will hear the beep, beep sound. You can adjust bigger or smaller up to the operation. We don't use hopper in your machine, so this one we can bypass. Okay, serial number. Do you remember what I talking about just now? We need to set the serial number on the machine for our batch controller, our Jetpot batch controller. You can set 1, 2, 3, 4 up to you, or you can set it same to the metal plate on the EGM. And the location, street address, city state, those options will get from the system. What does that mean? It means if your slot system set the location is with them, you will show with them here. You will get we don't need to set these 3 options because you get from the system. The printer stated, that means the printer off and on. So these options, if you use printers, we always use enable. The important option is the pin restricted ticket here. For the normal pay, all the ticket is the cash ticket. What is the cash ticket? It means you put $100 into the machine and take out the 100, take out and pin out the ticket. The ticket is cash ticket, right? But sometimes some casino, when you put 100 credits, he will give you 10 credits as promotion credits. If you cash out, if this option is enabled, you cash out, you will pin the $100 ticket and pin out the $10 promotion ticket. If you disable this option, you means you only can pin out the $100 ticket. The $10 credits will left into the machine, cannot be cashed out and paid. So this you need to ask your operation or your boss, this option is enabled and or disabled. That because it's hardcode. Once everything done, we go to the next page. This one is Jetpot configuration. We not do any setting on this page. Controller for the Jetpot. All the Jetpot is controlled by the batch controller. You go to this page and just let you know the hit probability and it looks like the inform page and let you know the information. We cannot do anything in the Jetpot configuration page because it's controlled by the batch controller. Okay, I will disable the restricted ticket because you are see 4 pages about configuration. Actually, it should be 2 because machine and the link is JJBX link, 金钱包 link. This link have 2 jackpots, so you will see 2 jackpot page, 2 jackpot configuration page. One is for the major, another one is for the minor. If you have 4 jackpot as like the Dofuk machine, you will see 4 jackpot configuration pages. Okay, this should be the last setup. SAS communication faulties. Set to enable. It means if your machine is disconnected to your slot system. Set to enable. And disconnect. It will not show any error message, and the customer can pay the EGM. Hello, sorry. Enable means cannot pay the EGM. Okay, Pardon, try have a question, please. About the sound, okay. Hello, hello. Is that okay now? Hello, I use the mobile data. Is better than before. Oh, okay, thank you. Okay, we still talking to the SAS communication faulties. If this option is set to enable, it controls the EGM. If the EGM disconnect to the slot system, once disconnected, the EGM will show one message. The payer owner cannot pay the EGM anymore. If we set it to disable, if the EGM disconnect to the slot system, the customer can pay the EGM. So you have to ask your boss or operation team, disable or enable. Choi is typing something. Wait a moment. Hello, Choi. Are you have any question? No problem. When you get the real machines, we can work with you. Don't worry about that. We just let you learn the basic concept about the setting, about the EGM. This is the first one, not the last one, so it is okay. Don't worry. Next page is two channel setup. You see 5 options here. What does that mean? 1, 2, 2, 1, 1? 1 means use port 1 as the channel. 2 means the port 2 as the channel. Just now, I said port 1 is for the, we always use for the slot system. Port 2 is for the BEPS controller. So now you can see general 1 means general. Use the first 1 channel. Use the pool address for port 1 channel. Cashless, use 2 means use 2. Actually, only the progressive, the third one, progressive means the jackpot. We always use this one set to port 2. Others left it to use port 1. Yes, choice correct. 1, 1, you can set to 1, 1, 2, 1, 1. But sometimes the legacy bonus, you also need to set to port 2 also. Because as I know, some jackpot controller maybe request the enable the legacy bonus use port 2. If you set to port 1, you will show the error on the EGM. But for the BEPS, you can set the 1, 1 to 1, 1. Okay, actually, that's the all setting on the Equinox or on Jualas. I worry about you forgot the port. I show you one more time. Remember, we have 3 ports on the EGM. 1, sorry. 1, 2, 3. Sorry, something wrong. The white one is first one. Second one is 2. This one is 3. First one always use on the slot system. This port 1 slot system. 2 is use the jackpot controller. The third one, this port we don't use it. Okay. Maybe we will use in future, but at this moment, it is not used. You can connect to the port 3, but no signal. It is based on the software design. Do you guys get the actual the size of the EGM? How big it is? We just send the menu to try. If you want to know the actual size for the slot base, you can ask them for the measurement. And one more thing, when you get the machine, is the topper is in another box. You need to install the topper to the EGM yourself. And the topper have 3 cables. Okay. Weigh a moon piece. Okay, I show you. Is the size of the JJBX EGM, Joallis EGM. You can check with Choi. He should have the size. Maybe you need it for the slot base. And this is what it is inside when you open the main door. Okay, we don't have topper, we don't have corn chill because we don't use corn. You see the power switch and fuse assembly. This one is the switch for turn on and off the EGM. You will see the red button here on the button of EGM. This one is the BV for accepted locks. The pair tracking housing means you install the system kits. SLV logic assembly. Logic box means the main board. It have the CPU, RAM, something like that. And you cannot see anything here, correct? Because you have a door here. So you need to open the cover and you will, and when you open the cover, you will see when you open the cover, you will see as like the photos. Two card slot here. Do you remember the left one is for the kernel, right one is for the game? You have to open the cover and you will see the software. And then on top is the audio amplifier. It's for the sound. The fans is for the heatsink, for cooling down the machines. And I forgot, we have 3 monitors for the Dualis EGM. This one, the button one, is the touch monitor. The middle one is non-touch monitor. The topper one is non-touch monitor. And this is the DAC. We use the LED button as the DAC. We don't need to change any labeling for the button because I show the photo, I make the photo bigger. You will see the fonts on the LED button. Those fonts, those works is from the logic box. You just use USB connect to the logic box. When you finish the setup, the EGM setup, it will comes automatically. No need to set the desk. You just set the correct variation, and the desk will show the correct setting. That's all. This circle, this is the main door lock. If you need to open the main door, you need to put the main door key here, turn it, and this have a switch, have a button, you take it on, and then you put the door, and you can open the main door. Maybe you are hard to understand how to open it, but when you get the machine, you see the real machines, we will show you and more. Okay, this is the first part of the JJBX at Dualis EGM. We check the game list. Your casino is order a few games. It use the same cabinet, I mean same model EGM, but use different OS, different platform. This one we call Dualis SLV platform. Okay. Another, for example, the Singing Cat, the game, you have one game, Singing Cat, use the same model EGM, but actually they use another kernel. Kernel means operation system OS. We call this one is the Dualis Argos, ARGOS, Argos system. For the Singing Cat, we don't use the CFast card. Do you remember just now? My mouse is not working. Voila. Okay. For the normal Dualis machine, we put two cards. One is kernel, one is game to the logic box and switch on and then set up the machine. That's all. But for another OS, Argos OS, we don't put the card inside. We use the external hard drive and different BIOS and a dongle, a few USB dongles to install the game. What does that mean? Actually, all the hard drive BIOS should be installed to the EGM. You don't need to do any more. You just turn on and then set the machine. But I just show you what is different. This menu we also send to the Troy for his information. But for our technician, we just remember how to set it up. Okay, you can saw the page. For the normal JJX EGM, the background is green color. For the Argos, the background is white color. Argos is Windows based, and the normal JJX is Linux based. When you turn on the machine, you want to do the ramp here, you will see this page. It will ask you, do you want to ramp here, yes or no? You pass the yes button, you will go to the setup page. The first page is locate setup. You set up the current language, the date format, currency format. It's up to you guys to make a decision. This player language also, you can, we always use English and the Chinese, but of course this operational settings you can discuss to your boss. When you done save, go to another page, the clock setup. You can set it yourself. Day and time zone. Save and go to the machine setup. GMID means Gambling Machine ID. Serial ID means the machine serial ID. Token denom, we suggest the token denom. A long time, the token denom is for the columns, but now we don't use the columns anymore. So we suggest you set the token denom. For example, your machine is 1 cent. We suggest you set to 1 cent. If your machine is $1, we suggest you set to $1. But you can change yourself. But we suggest use this token denom is similar to your machine denom. For the JJBX, Singing Cat, those games, this is multi denom setup. No, this is not the accounting denom. Oh, accounting the machine denom is not equal to the accounting denom. Machine denom means, for example, machine denom is 10 cents. It means 10 cents you can get 1 credit. Accounting denom means your slot report to your slot system. Accounting denom is not equal to the machine denom. It's different concept. EGM denom means if you set accounting denom is not for the paying games. Accounting denom is for the reporting. Machine denom is for the paying games. It's different things. Anyway, but I will speak more later. But the token denom is for the crowns. We don't use it, but we suggest set to sim to your machine denom. But JJBX is multi denom game. It means JJBX game have 1 cent, 2 cents, $1, and $2. A few options on the EGM. So we suggest you set it to 1 cent. But actually, you make a decision yourself. We just suggest that. Okay, device setup. I think you guys, the Intel and the BB should be enabled. You don't need to do any select here. You automatically detect what Intel and what BB you installed. This one pen acceptor set it means what paper your BB can accept. Pen look acceptor means you can accept $5, $10 to $100. For example, if you set $5 to off, we cannot accept the $5 paper. Okay, limit setup. Limit setup also you need to discuss to your boss to ask them what is the limit for different option. Okay, pay table setup. You see MGC number CRP. Actually, one games have 40 lumps based on your setup, 1 cent, 2 cent, 5 cent, and 10 cents. And theme option setup, you can set the gamble. Gamble means double up in this page, on and off, max gamble limit, and how many gamble you can pay. Some options is defaulted. We cannot do any change on this theme option setup. This theme option setup we always use for the gambling, on and off, the limit, and how many gamble we can pay. Now this page, progressive. We need to set it up to connect to the BEPS. We also have the step to show you how to connect to the BEPS jackpot controller. You can follow up the steps. Go past the progress button, and you will see 3 options here. First one, config progressive combos. Then we go to this page. All themes, all levels, use MMLNAP, and then step by step to link up the BEPS controller. Hi, FP1. Just a question. Do you have any question about the EGM? Because later we will have talking about the BEPS and the KUSAI. If you have problem about the EGM now, you can raise up your hand to ask your question, and I will explain to you now. I will give you 10 minutes. 10 minutes with less time. After 10 minutes, send me your question, and I will explain and go to another topic, the BEPS controller and the KUSAI. Is that okay? Not just for break, because maybe many things we mentioned. You use this 10 minutes to think what you want to know, and you still understand. We can explain to you again and let you know more. And of course, if you know that, you can take a break. Okay, we will come back at 4 We will come back after 10 minutes. Is that okay? If no one objection, dismiss and come back later.我唔知你基賓雜食啊，總之有咩嘢經緊吸嘅。咁你同我飲杯嘢係咪唔得先？係咪同我飲杯嘢都唔得先？係咪同我飲杯嘢都唔得先？ Hello. Are you guys back? Okay, now show the maps. Oh. Okay. You see this diagram. The BEPS jackpot controller PC we go to the leverage switch first, and then we goes to the EGM. BEPS controller will goes to the MC400 first. MC400 is the interface device between the BEPS and the EGM. For example, if you install the Powtronics before, the cable goes to the A5 port or one interface port first, and then this port goes to the EGM. The concept in our device is almost same. The BEPS controller goes to MC400, then goes to the EGM. This device is our MC400, the interface device. So switch goes to MC400, goes the Cat5 cable. You see the Ethernet port. You see the Ethernet port is from the BEPS. This Ethernet port is from the BEPS. And the SAS cable, you will connect to the GAN port, apply this one. The source and the GAN port actually is the same cable. These two cables goes to the adapter, and this cable will go to the EGM and connect the SAS port and EGM. The USB is for provide the card reader and this menu we also sent to Troy. You can check this menu first and see how the cable connections. This is power supply, connect to the power. And this cable is the, you can say it is a this one, it goes to EGM. This two goes door. This connector goes to the GAMS port. GAMS port, door port. Okay. This monitor, we have 3.5-inch smaller monitors for the MC400 config. Because when we use the MC400, we have to configure it first. Configure the IP. Maybe we need to upgrade the firmware. Once you finish the setup or upgrade, firmware upgrade, you can remove the smaller monitor. You will see your material maybe have one or two smaller monitor. Because sometimes some casino will ask, they have 100 MC400, but it come with 100 smaller monitors. The answer is no. Actually, we only send one or two smaller monitor to the casino for config only. Okay. This guide is show you how to do the upgrade and change the setting for the MC400. The first one requires you can see the menu. You need the smaller LCD screen and the 400 MC400. Okay, once you power on the MC400, you can see this screen on the LCD monitor. The file, if you need to upgrade, we will send you the files and upgrade the MC400. Okay, the second tool is use the jumper. This one, you'll need to open the MC400 case and you will see you need to find out the J15 jumper and sort it. Use the smaller jumper to sort it. And sort it and then turn on the MC400. And this will automatically start the upgrade. And once you finish, you can see the MC400 is ready for use. And he will tell you need to move the jumper. Okay, if you remove the jumper already, it will show the rebooting on the screen. The third one is the application and content installation. The first step is don't turn off any device. And we will send you the files and you need to put those files into the USB thumb drive and connect to the USB port that on the MC400. Then you turn on the MC400, it will show this screen, you ask you to insert the USB thumb drive with the package. All the files, if you need, we will send you, and we will install the applications and contact automatically. You have 5 steps. You just see if once you finish, you will show task complete existing. If you use this message, very easy. Turn off the MC400, take out the USB drive and turn it on. Everything is done. For the MC400 config file change. Why we need to change? Because sometimes we need to set, do you know the BEPS controller is actually it's the PC server. We use the Ethernet port as the connection. It means it needs to set up the IP or set up the DHCP server. As I know, you don't have the DHCP server for this installation, so we need to configure the IP. MC400 config setup BEPS. Install this Bitwise SSH. You can download in the internet and use this. Of course, we can send you this software. Use this software to log into the MC400. It will ask you to enter the username and password, and this one also already. Username is SG, password is Bali SGMS. This is the interface for the software. You follow the steps to change the IP. Actually, when you get the MC400, you have to, each technician need to do 1 time for practice. You can set what we need to change is the IP address, the property name, BNG IP address value. We set it to BEPS server IP. These steps is for the change the BEPS server IP. Because we need to make this MC400 know the BEPS controller IP and connect to the BEPS. Once you finish the IP setup, you just turn on and turn off the MC300 and wait a few minutes for boot up. Okay, once the IP, everything is done, you turn on the MC400. You wait a few minutes, you go to the setup page. You also can check the photo. Select the SAS and then SDS. Select the legacy eCache. Select the default. Is the machine linked to the BEPS progress? No. The last one is confirmed. You go to this screen and it will show the IP. You can check the status. If you have connection, you will show the IP. For the MC400, you have 10 MC400 or MC500 need to configure. Maybe one MC400 takes a half hour for one MC400. Troy, are you here? Once you get the MC400, maybe you can show the technician this user guide and teach you how to do the config, the setup first. Because this menu is step by step to teach you how to do the config, do the firmware upgrade, something like that. Yes. And when you get, you also need to ask us to get the files for these steps. I'm sharing you another document. Wait a few minutes. You can change it yourself, but you have to confirm all the IP is under the same network. For example, we suggest you use the 1.1.1.1 as the best controller IP address, but you can change it to the 10.10.10.10. You can change it yourself. You just make sure every device, the MC300, the BEPS controller, the Kursai controller is under the same level. That is enough. You just make sure that. Is your IT team have a concern about the IP, or you have your own policy for the IP? Hello, Ty. Can you hear me? So you will use your IP address that you will decide, or okay. Let me know if after you have the decision with your boss. Okay, for the BEPS jackpot controller, when you get the BEPS jackpot controller, you have to because it is actually it is PC. You need to connect to the keyboard, mouse, and the monitor to do some config. First one, set up the IP address. You can say static IP. As Ty just mentioned, maybe you guys will change your own casino IP for the BEPS controller. If you have the DHCP server, we can connect the DHCP server, and we don't need to set any IP, and it will get the IP from the DHCP. So you guys should be set the IP is okay and no problem. The BEPS controller should be install all the application into the PC. If no, you will install the application manually. We have to install a few components for the BEPS controller. The BEPS database, the BEPS manager UI, sorry. And after finish the setup, we will log into the Babs UI to create the link. These 6 steps is for the Babs controller setup, but when we do this setup before, so we need the IP address. Second, we need the parameter for the jackpot, the reset amount, and the RTP. After we get those information, we will do this for you guys. Any problem about the Babs jackpot controller? Of course, you can create a new account for login, or because we can create the account, you can make a decision. This account only to check the report of this account and can do configuration. We can discuss later. But for the first installation, we will give you the admin right for the Babs jackpot controller. But remember, you need to prepare the mouse and the keyboard monitors for the Babs controller. Okay, I can show the UI, but just a photo. Yes, the database is the Microsoft SQL. It is Microsoft SQL, not the MySQL. Is it have any problem? Sorry, I looking for the Babs UI. Wait me 5 minutes.
Ủa nghe nói bữa nay cà phê mổ hả? Mẹ nói.
Hello. Come back, come back. I show you the interface. Can you see the BEPS manager interface? Maybe some difference because it is old version. Maybe it's a little bit different. This shows you how to add account and change password or something like that. For our testing, we always set one account admin or test account. So we maybe if you a few guys need to use the BEPS manager can do the config of the link, can only check the report. So you just let me know your team, which one just check the report or which one need to do the configuration. We will show you how to do it. The UI looks very easy. Do you still have any concern about the UI or you want to know more? Okay, if I have a summary. When you get the BEPS report controller, when you want to do the setup, you just connect the monitor, keyboard, and mouse, and prepare the remote control link for us. And we will do the link setup for you guys. And the BEPS is use the Microsoft SQL as the database. For the BEPS web interface, you can set the account and roles to decide the feature or only check the report. And we can use the BEPS to set up the link progressive, set the RTP increment, reset amount. We, we can do it for the casino the first time. And when you get the BEPS controller, we will send you and we will work with you for the BEPS report controller and show you how to link up the MC400, I mean the EGMs, and show you how to reset the report amount, change the setting. Okay. The last thing is the Kursai PC. The Kursai PC is for create attractive video, show the jackpot amount on the back signage. As like the Media HD, Pautronic Media HD. But of course, we have more feature and stable than the Pautronics. The Kursai PC, I show you the actual. I show you the physical Kursai PC. Okay. In the Kursai PC, we have the Kursai Network Manager. It's for the animation, I mean the video config, because we use the Kursai PC to show the fake video, and this we can show the jackpot amount, right? We need to configure the we will upload the video to the Kursai PC and config it, set it. When you hit the jackpot amount, it will show the video. And we cannot directly use the CoSci PC. We need to install the network manager, CoSci network manager. And we will send you the username and password to log in and see everything is correct. One thing very important, when you get the CoSci Media PC, you need to send the MAC address to us, because the new CoSci PC, we need to activate it. You need to send us the MAC address, and then we use this MAC address to request the license to activate the CoSci PC. In the CoSci PC, we have two important applications. First one is CoSci Network Manager. It is for the jackpot configuration and set up the video. The second important application is CEI table. CEI is capture the jackpot from the BEPS and send it to the CoSci PC to show the correct jackpot. You need to set us to MAC address to activate these two applications. Because my menu maybe a little bit old. Actually, the CoSci PC only use the LAN cable, the Cat5 cable as the connection. It directly connect to the network switch and use the HDMI to connect to silage. So you have to confirm your silage is the HDMI input. If no, we need to order the network video adapter to make it work. Yes, we have the first support. You can email to us. The second, you can use the WhatsApp or directly call us. We will I will send the chat application and the phone number in email for your any question. I try to show you the interface for the CoSci, but I am still looking on it. Keith, what question for the BEPS? Troy, I have some confused for your question. You mean send us the device? Because we don't need send anything for the BEPS, we only do the configuration in the interface. Because the setting is ourselves discussed to your casino management. You make a list, confirm the RTP, confirm the reset amount. Once they confirm that, we will ask our boss to get the correct list, and we will configure the BEPS controller, and based on their final decision, not our want, not we want. So it should be decided and make a decision by the management and our sales team. Before we take action, we will confirm the setting first. Even for example, before you set the EGM, you will have a discussion with your operation team or management. That's the same. Of course, when we get the parameter, the amount of RTP, we will check with you first. Yes, just for reference. You can change anytime, but you have to confirm with my boss and ourselves to make sure the setting is correct and no problem. And when we finish the, for example, when we finish the BEPS jackpot controller setup, we will have a record, and will send you to take a look and make sure this setting is what you want and my boss is approved. So once you verify the setting is correct, then we will ask you or your boss to sign a LAM or send an email to confirm the setting is good to go. So you don't worry about that. Because once we even the EGM, we will ask you to take a record or take a photo to make sure the setting is correct and no problem. We suggest inform our management. Suggest because our sales we have some advice for those change. And I have a question. When the do you think what time you can get the materials? I mean the controller and EGM. Okay, fans. Okay, I just get the Cosine Manager user guide. Okay, this is our Kusa Network Manager, but this is old version. So just a reference. When you enter the password and username to log on to the service, and the Kusa Manager will show what user groups, and here are the logs and tasks, as like the task scheduler, alerts, and what content inside. You can see we for this one, you can see two content are import to the Kusa Manager, and you can show the resolution and the expiration date. The Kusa Library Manager can, for example, you input 5 videos into the Kusa video media. You only can show 1 or 2 or 3 based on your setting, but we can input many graphics videos into the Kusa, and then we can decide which video can show, which video must to hidden, and what time this video show, and configure the video is when the customer hit the jackpot, then show this video. We can it looks like the video cutter. You can make a decision. This video have 4 minutes. You just let the video show 2 minutes. You can make some change. It did not affect the jackpot amount. It just let the like the attractive mode, let all the customer know the jackpot was hit. If you use the media Pautronic Media HD or SD before, actually the feature or function is like the Media HD, the media controller. For the Kusa PC, one thing important is set up the IP address. And that's all. Because the Kusa PC is the video player, it don't have many settings for this. I try, are you still here? Hello, Choi. Do you use the Media HD before the power charger? Oh, no problem. Do you use the power charger Media HD or SD? The Jetpot player, the Jetpot media player. Okay. So you know the animation player, the Kusai actually is just a player for the Jetpot. It didn't you affect the Jetpot amount RTP. It's just a player. And you only what we need to do is do the IP address on the Kusai and install a few application into the Kusai server. Then import the videos into the Kusai PC. Then set the time to play the video. Just let you know the Kusai player is the animation player. Sorry, may I know the Mr. Tom is the operation guys or is the IT operation or tech team? Okay. So who will okay. So who will handling the pool side and the BEP setup? Is also the tech team or the IT? Thank you. So do you still have any question about the BEP and the pool side? Thank you. Hey, but can you check the user guide that we sent you today? Maybe you check this first. See have you have any question and concern again? Maybe we can answer you before the materials come to the casino.
Okay, so thank you. Thank you all of you guys joining today. So
No.
what so Mr. Chow, I will check with you closely about the logistics when you guys have the machines and the rest of material arrive. We will keep close to check with you if you guys have any further questions anytime. Okay, so we good, very good.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
Okay, keep in touch. Thank you. The best menu is not